Hello there everybody, and welcome back once again to Space Engineers. Man, it is getting a lot harder to break my ankles, and that's how you know it's all coming together. Oh yeah. As I crab walk around our creations from last time, including that grinder wall and some snazzy new scaffolding, we can appreciate just how much we got done in the previous episode. I know it felt like a little bit, but I mean, this was a hell of a feat of engineering for someone who is decidedly not a real civil engineer. I have actually looked up who that is. I get it now. What in the hell did I just see before my very eyes? Did anyone else see the whale? There is a land whale. The dark spider. Is that what was casting that shadow? There's a goddamn land whale. I saw it, you saw it. Please, doctor, do not take me off the medication. It's the only thing keeping me together. Now, the voices in my head did tell me about the land whale, but they also told me that you guys had some fantastic name suggestions for this ship and the small one. So let's go ahead and finally give this thing a name. It is well overdue, I think, at this point. Large Grid 4793, be gone. You are a forgotten artifact of a forgotten age. Wait, you're an artifact of a forgotten age that is also soon to be forgotten on account of your name no longer being remembered. Yeah, we got him. First try. Now, as always, there were kind of two camps with the naming conventions here. A lot of animal names, which you know I love. And then some pretty interesting sort of industrial ones. Big Rig was one that kind of really stood out with me. You know, it's got this big old mining column in the center. It does look a bit like an oil rig on wheels, doesn't it? Which, now that I say it, I can hear the drone strike incoming. Oh god, oh no, it's democracy. There was also the name Pangea, which I really liked because it's kind of like a mass continent. It's doing a little bit of everything. It's kind of bringing it all together into one place. That was pretty fantastic. There was a name Casio because it's eating the whole world, like Casio. I mean, it's pretty sick. Not like Casio the watch, but Casio like with the SEOH, I think. Listen, okay? Maybe it is like the watch. Maybe counting time was the real world ender along the way or something, probably. Finally, there were the animal names, and of course they were pretty good, as always. There was a kind of a consistent tone. People really liked beetles. There was a lot of beetle suggestions. Dung beetle, on account of the method of extraction for the stone, as well as scarab. Scarab came up so often, in fact, that I actually started to like it. It incepted itself into my mind. And so this is going to be known as the MCV Scarab. Now, this is the Scarab because of its shape, but the little ship does not look like a Scarab. So instead, in keeping with the theme, I'm going to go ahead and call this thing Khepri, which was the ancient Egyptian scarab-faced god, according to the comments section. I have not fact-checked that. Please don't do so yourself. You will only be disappointed. So, Canberra, you are out. Mostly because I cannot pronounce you without sort of crushing my brain a little bit. How the f*** you spell Khepri? There you go, Khepri. That's the one. Okay, so this little guy here, this is the Khepri. Ah, the Khepri and the Scarab. Name a more iconic duo. I could, which would be my two honorable mentions here. The Dung Beetle, for, obvious reasons, kind of combines the two themes into one. And the Kali Ma. Because, yes, it does indeed, I have to agree, old man Tater, it does indeed look like the drills are digging through the heart of the planet whenever they plunge down. Okay, cool. What was that? 5 minutes to name two vessels? Yeah, we're off to a good start, baby. Now, first thing to do on the to-do list, which is rather at this point kind of should be known as the one-do list, is that we need to sort out power generation. Now, solar panels were floated and are definitely an interesting idea. We currently have sort of brute force power in the form of hydrogen tanks and then the O2H2 generators, which should really be spelled correctly. Now, solar panels are interesting. There's also a way to do this with wind turbines, so I'm going to add that here. I don't know if we're going to do this. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to build a bunch of wind turbines, and then if you put a landing gear on this ship, whenever you park it, like into the ground, the wind turbines will turn on. I'll put wind turbines down. Maybe a combination of the two is probably the way to go. I don't know what will behave best. It might also just be simple as we just sort of coat the top of the thing in solar panels at some point. Yeah. Anyway, as for the general aesthetic, there were some questions as to what I'm planning. Great question. I have those same questions myself. Okay, so in general, I'd like the idea of this being a relatively flat, squat kind of thing. I don't mind if it kind of has like a sort of flat torso and then it pops up for the abdomen, kind of like a beetle. I think I want this expanded slightly at the back, maybe rounded off a little bit. I definitely want a little elevator to pick up this lad and put him inside the ship. I also definitely want an articulated welding wall on this side. That was an excellent suggestion that came through in the previous episode. We got grinding on the left, we could do welding on the right. I've got some really cool ideas for how to do that, but we'll have to find a time where Magic and I can schedule a time lapse. Being on opposite sides of the planet at the moment has its disadvantages. And over here, I'm thinking we should do an articulated connector arm so that we can link up to those trade stations without too much trouble. That being said, I'm going to grab a little bit more ice just so that we've got plenty to work with. What I actually want is a whole bunch of power. Yeah, I mean, solar panels are so tempting. We could put down some temporary ones, right? Like this is, again, we can kind of just make them now to have the parts available for later. And we do have the colorable ones. We've got to remember that. I do have to remember that. Okay, because like, for example, I could just slap them on the side here, right? It doesn't like that? Why doesn't it like that? What's the problem, huh? Is it because I'm bald? It's always because I'm bald. Interesting. So it's got connection points that way, but not that way. Oh, that seems like a flaw. I mean, I guess we could slap a couple sails on top. That seems a bit silly. Instead, for now, why don't we just do nothing? Because this doesn't actually work it out the way I want it to. There was also one last suggestion, which was that we should use hydrogen engines rather than the atmospheric engines to conserve power, which is an interesting thought. It's an interesting thought. You should keep thinking it. You should be very proud of yourself for thinking that interesting thought. Congratulations. Okay, 250,000 ice in the bank. O2 generators are all chocked up full. Something I do want to set up now that we're 5 episodes into this beginner-friendly playthrough is do some beginner-friendly playthrough stuff. The first being cutting off these small hydrogen tanks. They don't do anything. I want to return the resources to the pool, and we're going to put something more useful in this place. So don't panic, there was no gas in these. They've been off since they were built. They're pretty much just aesthetic at this point. And we're going to move the... Ooh, put that in, thank you. We're going to move the hydrogen generators down, and we're going to build a bunch more batteries too. In fact, let's go ahead and get that on the to-do list. The one-do list? It's on the one-do list. More batteries, less macaroni. Only the real ones will understand that reference. Colon this image, and then it's a picture of like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Or something. I don't know. Listen, you do the funny things, okay? I just say the words.
Nice try, Professor.
Okay, next up I'm going to pull up this. That was our little conveyor vent we had put down there at the start. We didn't really use it for anything. And then I want to pull up all of the food items. People did suggest putting them on their own network so that they don't bother my stuff. I don't think we're going to do that. I think instead we're going to keep them right here. Actually, I've changed my mind immediately. I'm very good at that. And I think this is going to become the living space. I want to design that living space, at least, sort of temporarily. And I think that this place over here is actually pretty good for that. Yeah. Can't really think of a better spot to put it in, so here it is. And with that being said, then I think we can pull up this old assembler. We definitely don't need that anymore. And maybe we drop it in the... Oh, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that falls out of this. Oh, that reminds me. There was also a suggestion that we should build lifts. I'm going to put that on the to-do list. The mining can definitely get pushed off. We're going to have here build elevators. This one will be most one for the Kepri. And this one will be for the me. Free. There we go. Okay, cool. Because I need to be able to get up onto the ship when I'm, having fallen down and so on and such as. Which it does tend to happen a little bit more often than I'd be willing to admit to a jury. Ooh, we can put the warfare batteries in. Those are cool. Ooh, they look so funky. Yeah. I keep forgetting I've got access to this stuff. Shout out Keen Software House, by the way, for these ones. Okay, so what do we have here? We currently have the food resequencer, we have the water recycler, and we have the 1x1 hydroponics. Okay, so I need a soil tray? I think that's what I'm missing. Yeah, a soil tray. Sure, why not? And they pop up, do they? Oh, how interesting. We could make a little 2-pointer there for the soil trays. Trying to think about how to position this stuff. I mean, we could just have them on their side. It's a little silly, but it would work. Why not? Okay, the floor is not lava. It is, in fact, the sustenance. Let's see if this is going to get popped off. It shouldn't. No, it didn't. Okay, nice. Because I'd like to put another battery in here. Don't know if you can tell, I'm kind of just fitting these in wherever we have space. And you know what? We can put another one here then. There we go. That's another one done over there. And once we put the hydrogen engines back down, these are going to charge up just fine. Alright, cool. Minor upgrade to the power area over there. Rather, minor upgrade to the living area. We're still not done with it. I thought we were done with it. We're not done with it. I'm also going to add more batteries. Definitely done. Less macaroni yet to be decided. Alright, while that retracts very, very slowly, this is as good a spot as any to put the elevator, right? So if we pop this off, how would this work? How would this work? It would need to descend a block, right? It would have to be a piston, maybe? Give me a rotor. Okay, so then with the rotor, first things first, turn on the inertia tensor, turn on rotor lock, attach small head. Okay, cool. We have a small rotor head.
Disclaimer: the following engineering was recorded at 2 a.m. It is included as a warning about the dangers of sleep deprivation. Do not attempt these engineering practices at home.
Alright, then we go upsy downsies. Yeah, that makes it pretty easy. Okay, just pretty much perfect, to be honest. And then we just gotta build it up so it's level with that, with the door. Nice. Yeah, so these would come up like that. This is actually a separate platform, completely. So we come forward, we could walk in and step on. Yes. Okay, a bit of a button over here. And voila, look at that. We've got ourselves a little bit of a door. Now, only problem, the door does not reach the floor. I have realized a problem with my design. Let's observe this in action, shall we? I'm very smart, I promise. Okay, cut it all off. Classic case of all the right ideas, all the wrong execution. You know what we should do before I forget is we should put those emergency hydrogen generators back on here. And by emergency, I mean primary power generation hydrogen generators. Nice, get one over there, and I'm flipping them on their side so that we can still access the connector port on the edge here, because there's a connector right here. Okay, lovely. Lovely. There we go. That's working nicely now. We don't even fall into it. Look at that, you can walk right on the engine. Just the way Rankle intended. Wankle? Rankle. Rankle. Okay, back to the drawing board on this lad. How are we going to do this? I need the pistons to push down on this thing. Yeah. Why wouldn't it let me put that there? There's another way, which is way stupider and way more complicated, but way cooler. Fold out the floor. Make like a ramp that extends down. You know what I mean? We'd need to have a little rotor right over here just to set the angle. Okay, then give me a blast door piece. And let's see if we can make this work. Okay, let's see if this works. This is a 3-layer folding mousetrap of nightmares. I have no faith whatsoever, but it might do something, you know? Let's see. Okay, so this will... How do we do this? This one needs to move first, right? Okay, so if I set that up, it now moves to 345. I can rotate it between there and there. Incredible. So that actually needs to be 360. And this one needs to be 345. Alright, so these two rotors now rotate. So the best thing would actually be to have moved that one forward by one, but you know what? We don't go to a war with the army we have. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So send you down. That gives us our angle. Okay, then you unpack this one. Yes. Yes. Yes! It's working! Okay, just chill right over there for the moment. Alright, then you need to unpack as well. Nice. You'd need to go something like that. That would be your max extension, right? As long as it gets us close to the floor, I'm happy. Probably 170 would be my guess. Okay, so that idea has some merit, but there are some clear flaws with the implementation. Yeah, I have a feeling that's probably not going to make it all the way to the ground anytime soon, huh? Okay, so moving this down by one would alleviate some of the problems, because then we wouldn't be interfering with that. It would also give us another block to work with, which means we could put one more layer of this nonsense. Okay, cool. All things to think about. I think for now, that's kind of, we've spent enough time on that, but that's definitely interesting. Something we'll come back to, for sure. Okay, I think we're going to put a pin in that for the moment and get on with the episode, though, because I have spent almost an hour working on just that. Let's get underway and just casually crush our own debris over there and head back towards the trading station, because I want to try building this articulated arm. That was some good practice. I'd love your suggestions for how we could build a little elevator there. The pistons are an interesting one. I'm just kind of struggling to tessellate how I'd make them fit. Yeah, your suggestions, as always, are very welcome. Now, we did see the enemy in the previous episode, that tower over there in the distance, which we need to deal with at some point. I'd like to go and investigate it. There's two main sort of doctrines we can use to approach this threat. We can either go with the standard sort of space engineers approach, which is put big gun on big ship and fly, or we can go with the holy splitsy doctrine, which is to put small gun on small ship, print drone, and fly. Can you guess which one we're going for? Okay, but first thingies first. I need to build... Oh, no. This is a cruel joke. This is a cruel joke. I have run out of hydrogen. Can't make it up. Okay, who needs ramps when you've got friends? Or something. I don't know why I'm doing this with the longest approach imaginable, but here we are. Could have used the one block ones and it would have been just fine. Oh, God, come on. This is bullying. Change up the angle last minute. Hey, we made it up. Okay, through the power of the siege ramp. 3,000 years of pure engineering, baby. Now, my only hesitation for building this articulated connector is that I don't actually know where I want my connector to articulate from. I guess step one is to pick this one up, and step two is to figure that second part out. So I guess we also want to add that as a to-do list thing, right? So we want to build a connector. There we go. Alright, so where are we going to put this coming out from? Honestly, I mean, I don't think these towers are going anywhere for the moment. This might become another assembler at some point, but for now, that's going to stay right there. Hold on. It should just come up from here. That makes sense. Yeah, because then we can just fold it into the roof. Okay. Hold the front door, madame. I've figured it out. Okay, it has to be an advanced rotor so that we can pass through materials. And I think I want another one of these blocks before I do anything else. Okay, then from there we're going to want a hinge. This hinge will... I mean, it doesn't really matter which way it faces, right? The whole point of the rotor is we can turn it. But I guess by default, I want it facing this way. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, then I want a couple of space... You know what? This could honestly just as well be a piston. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Just if you're going to tempt Clang, go all the way. And I think we can control this with its custom turret controller. I reckon that'll be the easiest way to do this. We'll just have to put a camera on it so that we've got something to look at. Okay, let's see if this works. I think I might need another piston to make this thing function properly, but there's only one way to find out. Give me the camera. I want the top-mounted warfare camera. It's a pretty handy one. This comes from the, I want to say the Warfare DLC? Might be the Industrial DLC, I'm not sure. Either way, it's really, really snazzy because you don't have to build a block to attach it. Then we just need a custom turret controller. And what better place to put that than in the cockpit? Okay, where's a good spot for this? There is not really a good spot for this. Where's a less terrible spot for this? How about right here? Okay, hell yeah, there we go. We got a custom turret controller. Let's grab that up. And I don't actually know if I like the steel walls over the windows. I'm not sure. It does shorten the cockpit a bit, too. I felt it was a bit long. Okay, anyway, we're going to set this thing up. So this is the custom turret controller. This is going to be our That's not right. Connector arm controller. Controller. Perfect. And we are going to... assign azimuth rotor. Perfect. Which I should probably go and give a name to. Okay, so you have hit enter, and then I can type. Okay, so you will be the connector arm rotor. Connector arm hinge 1. Okay, everything's named. Azimuth rotor will be the connector arm rotor. The elevation rotor should be hinge 1. And assigned camera would be this one. So now, if I just hit control, I just want to see what this thing does. One of these buttons does that. I think I have to go here. And then go here. And then I go here. And then I go here. And then I go control. Okay, so right off the bat, the camera angle's inverted. Okay, I can turn left and right. I can turn up and down. And it's immediately fallen down and has perished. Weird. See how it's behaving. It's so strange. I think it might be easier just to control this, as is. I do definitely think we need either need a rotor here or a piston here to make this work. But let's go try it out. Let's go see if I can get this thing to dock. Ow, my body. I don't think this is going to work with the simple turret controller. Ow, I'm dead again. Alright, nice. Let's keep moving. And let's see if we can get this thing to dock. I'm not particularly optimistic. Oh yeah, I can already tell we definitely need a piston on the end here. And I'll tell you why. It's because this will be able to extend down to the right height. This needs to then be able to turn. Maybe we can just get close enough, though. It takes the guesswork out of it if you can just turn it. I wouldn't have to, park it just right. But oh well, let's just go ahead and give this a try. It would be nice to get all those hydrogen bottles out of my inventory. Okay, I think we're going to have to get even closer. But let's try this out, shall we? Move down. Alright, nice. And then this one here, I need to rotate it. At least we don't have to do this very often. And this one we reverse. Come on. Get in. Yes. We might just make it. I think I'm going to have to drop this one down a bit and then push this one up. It's a little scuffed, sir, but it might just work. Hold on, this might just do it. It did not do it. Crud. Oh, it's so close. Oh, you're kidding me. Yeah, okay, cool. So definitely need a little piston on there. Just to make that slightly less awful in future. But for now, maybe we can do something like that. Yeah, because now it's slightly within range. Bring it down. Okay. This is in no way worth the trouble. And then push this forward. At this point, it's a point of pride to just do the dang thing. If my jetpack fuel runs out and I fall to my death, I'm going to cry. I have fallen. I have not died. No tears were shed this day. Mark it down in your calendars. We're making it out of gravity well with this one. Oh god, we're so close. please. Just dock. Just dock. Oh, she docked. There we go. Okay. And locked. Yes. Yes. We did it, boys. We did it. Okay, contracts, acquisition, finish. Large grid 50101. Cool. Pretty sure I renamed that, but thanks, champ. No. Okay, I think we need a couple more, but that's a good place to start. Wow, what an absolute disaster of a vessel. You were definitely named. Okay, I guess because we're connected to the big ship, maybe? Don't tell me it has to all be in the same cargo container. I have to believe that in the past 10 years, they have figured out how to scan every cargo container for a contract. I believe in you, Keen. I do. You have failed me once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 7 is more than 30. So let's go ahead. Please, dear goodness, just accept the contract. I already know this is going to be even more painful. Okay. Finish. Yay! We did it. Okay. By the power of grayscale. Okay, we should honestly just sit here and fulfill contracts. Let's make a bit of dosh. Oh, that one's worth 2,586 metal grids. I think we can do that. Interior plates. Okay, I gotta go make some stuff, but that's gonna make us some money too. What are we buying with all this? Fantastic question. I'll get back to you on that one. A 1,000 of those. And then like, what was it, like 600 of these? Yeah. And I think we should have the pieces. 1,000 nickel though. Oof. Oh, we have 45,000 nickel. Yeah, okay, and 7,000 cobalt. Yeah, I think we might just be able to make that order. Okay, so that should be done. Nice. Bit of a contract reward. We're getting quite a bit of reputation with this faction. I gotta make the canvas, that's right. And we haven't made any of that stuff yet. Let me go make that canvas. And then the rest of it can kind of just sit here for a bit. Only problem with this methodology is once we're docked, we're kind of docked, right? We're not going anywhere. If you're wondering why the number's going down so quickly on that, it's because this second assembler is set to cooperative mode, which means that it will pull resources from there, basically. That's kind of it. And sorry, not resources. It'll pull jobs from that one and then share it, and then it'll just work on them both together. Helpful. All right. Well, while we're waiting for all that to finish, I guess we got to decide what we're going to do with our newfound riches. Well, buying some platinum's a pretty good place to start. It's so expensive, but man, does it make a big difference. We'll be able to make the tier 3 tools. Okay, give me. Was that like 5, 6 platinum? Let's do 8 platinum. I think I'm probably broke already. Yep, I'm broke. Okay. I got 4,000 bucks left. You know what? Let's buy 10. Let's buy 10 platinum ore, and let's make sure we deposit that in the base. The gold bars did make it in, despite what the haters want you to believe. They are there. Okay, so please put down the pitchforks. It's not necessary at this exact moment. Wow. Yeah. 10 platinum ore. Not get you all that far, does it? Also, someone did mention that the presence of deceleration thrusters does go against the core principles of entropy, which I happen to fully agree with, which means that we will be using that canvas over there as part of a parachute block. That's something that's going to have to happen. Okay, allegedly we've made all of these. Wow, crazy, man. It's crazy how quickly we can produce stuff. I haven't affected the assembler speed. It's just we just got 2 assemblers with a couple of speed modules. Like it's one assembler with the speed module. Sorry, they're just really fast at base. But that is something we're going to have to finish next time. Unfortunately, we are completely and entirely out of it for today. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I've had a lot of fun. This has been a bit of an odd one. We did sort of a couple of partial projects. Spoke about some stuff, but I'm just flat out of time. And I think I'm going to get a bit of an ear infection in my left ear. It's kind of hard to hear. over and above the normal mania and tinnitus, I now have a distinct kind of dull going on in there, which I'm not an expert, but was probably not there before. So, yeah. Any doctors in chat, please don't worry. I'm going to go see a real one. Don't worry. Thank you all so much for hanging out today. It's been a ton of fun. Magic and I will see you in the next episode. We got some other stuff planned. We're looking at making some variety content on the side just to break up the Space Engineer's monotony for myself. It can get a little bit boring if this is like the only thing I'm recording. So please, yeah, be sure to check the channel for those. The algorithm tends to bury it like a ostrich with its head in the sand, so it can be a little bit difficult for us to sort of branch out as much as we want to, but we really appreciate your help. So if you could, please spend the time to just every now and then, if you're like, hey, what's Lodge Unemployed and Magic been up to? Go have a look at the main channel, and you might just find out. Anyway, thank you all so much, everybody, for hanging out today. I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.
You made it to the end of the video. Congratulations and thank you. That puts you in the top 3% of viewers. Here's another video that YouTube thinks you're going to like, and here is a list of all the patron and channel member names. If you don't see yours on there, you can find a link down in the description where you can sign up and support this content directly. If your name is on there, well, you probably already know that, huh? So, what are you still doing here?